So basically we're going to have a session which we've discussed in the office regarding how to set up a client-centered lesson, or what a client-centered lesson looks like. Okay, this will benefit you for your part 3 and whoever is watching this as well. So this is just an experiment really that we're going to do. We're gonna have a little bit of filming, me and Gareth, then we're going to post it into the PDI WhatsApp group. So I hope you're all ready for this. So basically this is a sample or example of how to structure a client-centered lesson. What I'm going to do is set it up as if Gareth just jumped in the car on the day of my part 3 or standards check. So I picked him up from home, the format being that we're going to set up the session here. It's going to be about 2 to 5 minute setup of the whole session. Then we're going to have a little drive for about 10 minutes to the test centre where we're going to go and meet the examiner, and we're going to press pause on the lesson until I've gone out and done my meet and greet with the examiner, shown him my license, and then he's going to fill out any paperwork and look at my training logs. And when the examiner jumps back into the back of the car, I'm going to start the lesson again by pressing play, but this time it's just going to be a little recap, 2-minute recap on what has happened so far. So just want to give you an example of that really. I'm using Gareth as a guinea pig because I know they make loads of mistakes with his driving and I've got to work on that with him in this example video. By the way, the notes I am using are, guess what book it is? Yeah, this book that you all should be buying, purchasing, know inside out by now. So this example I'm using here is this one here. So it's what does a client-centered lesson look like, chapter 5. Okay, have a look at that one, and it sets it up from the start to the finish. So it's called an active learner agreement, which we're going to put into place now in a moment. And there's some really good examples in there of questions. Nice diagram as well, look, for you all there. Okay, have a look at the book, it's all in there. So we're not really enrolled or anything like that. Okay, we're just gonna sort of play it out and just see how it goes with some questions. So we've established that Gareth is a full license holder. He's come to me for a assessment session really to see how his driving is from his company, because he's had a few reports of his driving not being up to scratch. Of course it's not true. Not true at all. And he's asked me to see if I can help him fix the issues. Okay, so we're going to play it out as if we've had a bit of a drive round yesterday for about 20 minutes or so, and I gave him a little bit of feedback. That sound good, Gar?
Yeah.
Okay, so into roll. So how do you feel your last session went then, Gareth?
Good, happy, can't complain.
Good, okay. So what do you think went well about it?
I don't know.
Okay, anything?
I thought my handling was quite good.
Yeah.
I stuck the speed limits.
Good, that makes a change.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
Bit iffy on the roundabouts, if I say me.
Okay.
Maybe get parked up too close to cars, waiting for something else to pass.
Okay, good, lots of good stuff going on there. So you said a little bit iffy on roundabouts.
Yeah.
So what could you have done better about that then?
Approach them slower, give myself more time, and looked better over to my right hand side.
Okay, yeah. Anything specific, if you had to prioritise each one of those faults we just mentioned, which is the highest risk?
Probably the one slowing down giving myself a good approach instead of slamming on the anchors.
Okay. So speed on the approach to the
Yeah.
roundabout, slowing it down.
Yeah.
Because you've mentioned that on occasions it's caused you to have to brake hard,
Yeah.
potentially, if there's not a gap there.
Yeah.
Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay. So is that specifically what you want to work on?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Good, good, good. And just for everybody watching, we call that a SMART goal. Okay? You all knew that anyway, didn't you? I thought so. Fantastic. Okay? Because I've got something now which is specific to work on. Yeah, because I can't just accept roundabouts or the other things that he said. There's 3 or 4 different things. I asked him a couple of key questions to make it a little bit more specific. So the specific skill he wants to work on is slowing down on the approach to roundabouts so we can take in more information. Okay, are you happy with that then, Gareth?
I am. Yes.
Is there anything else I can help you with at all?
No. Not like if it goes top of my head.
Just that at the moment. Okay, no problem. So in your mind then, how would you like to measure this progress? Have you got anything in mind that you could use for that?
Just going out and doing it on roundabouts, and you take control, tell me when to start braking and stuff,
Okay,
and slowing down.
okay. So you want me to help you out by prompting you?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I give you some proactive prompts,
Yeah.
for example, if we come up to the roundabout and you need to do your M, mirrors, S, signal, position, and then speed before you look, is it just the speed part that you want me to help you with?
And judging the cars coming round.
Okay, so the speed.
So speed, yeah.
So if I remind you about your speed by saying something along the lines of, okay, and what speed should we be doing?
Yeah.
Or could I come in with something like start slowing down here
Yeah.
as a prompt? Would that work? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about if I gave you a speed to slow down to, maybe?
Yeah. That'd
Yeah.
be great. Yeah.
So about 15 miles an hour, jog, running pace, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay. And you mentioned the looking.
Yeah. I do look, but obviously, I've been driving for so long, I'm pulling out on cars when I shouldn't be and stuff like that.
Okay.
So holding back.
Yeah. Okay. So, have you ever heard of LADA?
The car?
So I knew he was going to say that. So it stands for, the L part of MSPSL is look, assess, decide and act. Okay, LADA. So is that what you're struggling with a little bit? The looking, assessing the gaps, deciding when to
It's
go,
just, yeah,
and then
just
acting.
literally just go.
Right, you just go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to break that down a little bit too then, yeah?
Yep.
This all links in together, you see. Speed on the approach and looking, assessing, deciding, acting. So that could work really well. So we've worked out how I'm going to help you with the approach speed. So I'm going to prompt you. Yeah, what speed should we be doing? Start slowing down, bring the speed down to about 15 miles an hour, running pace. So the looking, assessing, deciding, acting part, how about if I say things like where should we be looking, what we're looking for, yeah, is there a gap there, is it safe to go, those sort of questions, would that help you?
Yeah.
Okay. So before we set off then, are you happy to take responsibility for the rest of the driving, the general driving?
I am, yes.
In general, good. So my role is going to be to prompt you at those key points which you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Your role is to take care of the rest of the general driving. But do you want me to still come in with proactive prompts if I see anything else in the general driving?
Yes, please, yeah.
No problem, that sounds good. And again, just before we set off, let's have a quick reminder about the risk management agreement which we've got in place. So we are in a dual control car, even though you're a full license holder. Are you okay with that? You got no any questions about that?
No, none at all.
So just to remind me, who's responsible for managing the risk outside the car?
Me.
Who's responsible for managing the risk inside the car?
You. And me.
Mainly
Me.
you are a full license holder.
Yeah.
Okay. But however, you happy how I can come in and help you
Yeah.
along and keep the car safe if necessary, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. There we go then. So would you agree we've got a really good plan of action there then?
Yeah.
Excellent. Any questions before we start?
No, all good.
Okay. So if we're sticking to this agreement that we've got, this SMART goal, we've talked about measuring and achieving things, haven't we? Are you familiar with scaling? Okay. No, that's fine. Okay, so I'll just explain. So we're going to use scaling as a self-evaluation tool for you to use today. And what scaling is I'm going to give you a number between 0 being rubbish, 10 being absolutely amazing. And I want you to pick a number right now before we set off on how you feel your skill levels are at the speed on approach and judging the speed of traffic in the gaps. So anything between 0 and 10.
About 6.
About 6. Okay, that's good. 6 is okay. All right, why have you given yourself 6?
Just over half. I can do it good now and again.
Okay, all right, so that's a fair shout. 50-50, a little bit more than that. That's absolutely fine. What would you like to achieve by the end of today's session?
8 or 9.
Oh, wow, good. 8 or 9. Fantastic.
I have that confidence in you.
That's brilliant. I have confidence in you too. We're going to work as a team. There's no I in team, all right? Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. All right. So, cool. So you say 6 now, and you want to be an 8 or 9. So if you can visualize the 8 or 9 for me, what skills, by the end of this lesson, what skills are you hoping to achieve to get to that 8 or 9 with help from me?
Well, for the roundabout.
Yeah, so what's missing?
The approach, the speed, and obviously timing.
Okay. So am I getting it right that if you achieve those bits with my help, that would be closer to the 10 for you?
Yeah.
Will you be happy with that by the end of the session?
I will, yeah.
Fantastic. There we go. Now, the reality we've talked about, really, because you come here and we know what the situation is. You've come from, you know, your boss has sent you to me today because he doesn't want you crashing the vans anymore. So to put a time scale on it, we've got an hour session today. We started about 10 minutes ago anyway. So would you be happy with about 5 to 10 minutes driving?
Yeah.
Then we're going to stop. Then we got someone jumping in the back to keep an eye on me, not you today. Is that okay? You happy with that? You're not going to go to pieces on me, are you?
No, no.
That's all right. I might go to pieces on you. So we're going to stop him. We're going to pick him up, and then when he jumps in, we're just going to have a quick recap, and then carry on as we were. And by the end of it, we'll have a 40-minute drive with him present, and then by the end of it, then we'll have a little debrief, summary, and I'll send you over a new driving plan, which you still need to work on to achieve your goals. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic. There we go then. No problem. And for the camera, that's how you set up a SMART goal with your client before you get the wheels moving from their house on your part 3 or wherever you pick them up before you go to the test center. Let's just get that clear, because I've just looked at the timing on the recording and it's 13 minutes long, which is absolutely fine. You know, spend that time with your client going through these questions and the SMART goal bit by bit. Have a conversation with them. Don't feel rushed. Things that we've talked about are you're rushing, trying to get to the end goal. It's not my end goal, it's the client's end goal. I'm just here to facilitate it with these key questions. I'm not rushing things. My hands are moving, yeah, but I'm not filling with my pen, doing all this with my sunglasses on, looking at him. I'm very, very focused on my client. I'm not forcing him to make eye contact with me all the time. That's not realistic. Now and again to suit him. But most importantly, put him at ease and get all the relevant information out that you need at the start of your session. Okay, fantastic. Right, so I'm going to put the book in the back for now. What we're going to do is drive from the office up to the test centre, and I'm going to have a quick look at Gareth's driving along the way. And I think I got my work cut out from what I've seen previously. But the goal, we've set out a clear goal. We're not going to go any roundabouts initially because we don't have time to do that. That's going to be when the examiner jumps in. Okay, so I want to make that clear. Okay, Gareth, when you're ready, we'll drive on. So, leaving the yard here, Gareth, can you tell me what type of risks and hazards you're expecting to come across?
Cars coming up here, workers.
We're going to be turning left at the end of the road then, please.
People walking across the road.
Good. So what's your driving plan to make everything safe, keep it a low risk then, do you think?
Slow and looking around.
Okay. Slow and looking around. Good. Just going to put the camera a little bit more on Gareth because I want to see his faults. Because I know he's really keen on this. So at the next set of lights, we'll turn left then, please, Gareth. Okay, so in terms of keeping the car safe, what would be helpful here, do you think?
Could put the handbrake up.
Yeah?
Obviously, I've done the checks, just having a quick look around.
So you say could put the handbrake up. Any potential risk of not putting it up, do you think, if you're waiting in traffic? Bear in mind you've only got your foot on the clutch at the moment and your foot on the brake.
That 4x4 behind us could smash into the backrest and hit us forward.
Yeah? What would be the potential risk of that if there's a car or pedestrian in front of you?
Go straight into the back of it.
Is that good?
No.
So, would you take on board the fact that you should have put your handbrake on there then?
Okay, yeah.
To secure the car?
No problem.
There's a little saying we use: if a pause becomes a weight, apply the handbrake. So you're happy to take responsibility for that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be watching on the next set of lights then, okay? And at the next set of lights, we're going to be turning right then, please. Brilliant, brilliant. And as you say, would you agree that's a lot more secure in case?
Yeah.
It's not just for our benefit. You might be quite confident at keeping your foot on the clutch and the brake, but as you say, if a large vehicle hits you at speed from behind, there's nothing you can do about the fact that we're going to jump forward.
Christmas is paid for then.
This is true. Where there's blame, there's a claim. So we're just about to go through the high street here. I'm hopefully going to be able to link my dash cam up with the footage here. So looking ahead, we're coming towards the high street. Can you explain to me what sort of hazards that you can see in the road ahead?
Cars coming from the left, all the people just crossing the road.
Yeah.
Parked cars.
How could they affect you?
Could walk out in front of me.
So what sort of action are you taking right now?
Brakes out of me, so it goes nice and slow.
Good,
Obviously, bikers.
Brilliant.
Parked vans, delivery vans.
Yeah. What's the potential risk there with a van?
Someone could come from behind it. He could open his door.
Yeah. Move away.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. So what's your plan? What are you doing?
Slowing it down, giving
Yeah.
myself room.
Brilliant. Well done. Anything else on the road ahead you can see?
Got people walking the dog.
Yeah.
Obviously with a zebra crossing,
Okay.
but they're too far away from it.
All right. Were you prepared for that though in case?
I was, yeah.
Brilliant. Let's take the next one on the left then, please. So as we come around the corner here, I want you to describe to me what the potential risks and hazards are on the road ahead.
There's a blind bend The van parked up on the opposite side of the road. Dolly Parton walking, pushing a trolley.
Okay. As we,
Across the road.
as we're going through the lights, we're going to turn right towards the test centre, please, Gareth.
Okay.
And it's the second right down towards the test centre. Do you know where it is?
Yep.
Fab. Good mirrors there, well done. What we'll do is just go down to the bottom.
Yeah.
We won't go into the test centre because they got tests on at the moment. So just go down to the bottom. We'll turn around at the bottom. If you could just find somewhere to park up just for a couple of minutes, preferably not in here, just sort of somewhere over there.
Yep.
So just do a bit of a turn in the road for me. If we just pull over, I don't know, somewhere just up there in between, in those gaps for me, if you could. Oh, just 2 minutes.
Good.
Yeah, just in by here, we'll be fine for a sec. We're not going to be long.
But I'm manoeuvring for you.
I know, you're spoiling me today. Anywhere else we should be looking apart from our mirrors?
Or a blind spot over our shoulders.
Yeah. Can you show me how to look over your shoulder properly? Yeah, are you looking through your back window?
That one, yeah.
No, the other one? The proper back window?
Oh no.
Not through the mirror.
No, I didn't look. I looked so I could see the corner of it, yeah.
Yeah. Show me how to look through the back window properly. Ah, that's it. Oh, you're getting those neck muscles moving now. That's the way. So what's the potential risk of not looking through that back window properly, Gal, when you're reversing?
Somebody could walk past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You take on board now, you need to move the neck muscles a bit more so you're looking through there.
Yeah. I know I should have done a manoeuvre.
See, this is great for the camera. Brilliant. You're doing really well. Excellent. If you switch the engine off now to save a little bit of money, because it's all about eco driving as well. Fantastic. Right, so just what we're going to do here, we're going to play it as if we've got to the test centre. At this point, I would ask Gav to give me some feedback, which is probably a good idea because I would get a little bit of feedback out of your pupil before you press pause at the test centre and jump out and meet the examiner. All right, then you're just recapping it really when the examiner jumps back in the car, if that makes sense. Otherwise, the people will probably forget about what's just happened out on the drive. It needs to be nice and fresh. So before we press pause, wait for the examiner to jump into the back of the car, what I'm going to do is just a quick recap on that drive with Gareth now. So, okay, Gareth, what do you feel went well about that drive?
I drive in.
You're driving. Can you be a little bit more specific?
I thought I was in control, nice and slow. You pointed out some hazards, what could happen here there. I thought I could handle them well if it did happen.
Yeah, good, good. Brilliant. I agree. I thought you did well on that, the hazard perception. Can you remember what we discussed before we got in the car in the classroom about the TED, T-E-D? So tell, explain and describe, TED. Yeah. Did you like the way I used that?
You did, yeah.
Tell me what's happening in the road ahead, explain and describe.
Yep.
You can have that one for free if you like.
Cheers, fella.
That's all right. Make sure you write it down on your notebook. Spoiling you today, aren't I? So good use of that. A couple of little bits we picked up. So I gotta say, you know, well done, great drive. You didn't kill me. Didn't have to use the dual controls, nothing like that. Complimentary on your MSPSR routine. I did give you a bit of praise on the way up here, but you know, all in all, would you agree you're happy with that bit?
Yeah.
Anything in particular you feel you need to work on then?
Looking in the back mirror.
Window, not mirror.
Window.
Window, yes.
Window.
We're looking in the back window when reversing. Okay. Remind me what the potential risks of not doing that are.
Somebody could be walking past, car closer.
Okay. So you happy to take responsibility for that now, or do you want me to nag you a little bit on it?
Oh, you're good.
Okay, well, I'll be keeping an eye on you in future, okay? And we've got footage to prove it now, so it's not just me. Fab. At this point here, I wouldn't get the pupil to rescale themselves in particular, because we want to show the examiner we're doing that. You perhaps could mention it, but don't overcomplicate the situation. So we're happy now to press pause on the video. I'm not going to do it, but imagine you're pressing pause on your part 3. While I jump out, I'm going to go meet the examiner. I'm going to show him my driving license and my reflective logs and any other records I've got. It'll literally be a 2-minute discussion outside the car, and the examiner will then jump in the back. They'll jump in behind the driver, the pupil, so they can watch you clearly, because they're not really that interested in the pupil. It's you they've come to watch. So let's just fast forward that. Examiner's jumped in the back of the car. I'm going to press play again on the lesson and give you a quick demo now on the recap, the maximum a 2-minute recap, because remember, from now, when the examiner jumps in the car, it's 45 minutes maximum, with 40 minutes wheels turning. 2.5 minutes maximum. You won't need anywhere near that for the recap at the start, and then 2.5 minutes debrief at the end of the session, and get as close to 40 minutes as you can with the wheels turning. Hope that's clear. So we're pressing play back on the lesson. Examiner's now in the back. What I'll be asking Gareth is a couple of recap questions on what we just discussed before the examiner jumped in the back of the car. For example, okay, Gareth, can you remind me about all the good things, what's going well in your session today, please? Did we discuss before?
My approach into the roundabout, my speed, my hazard perception.
Okay, so just so I've got all that right, you want help with, we discussed that you want help with the approach speed to roundabouts.
Yep.
And you wanted help with the ladder procedure.
Yep.
So can you remind me what ladder means?
No.
That's fine. Pass me the cattle prod at this point.
On the spot, no.
Look, assess, decide, act.
That's it.
Yeah, that's how we break down the L part. So anyway, you've asked me to prompt you on that one, so I'm going to be giving you some prompts. Can I take a bit more responsibility from you and talk you through it if you forget it?
Yep.
Fab. So let's just confirm that agreement. I'm going to proactively prompt you on the approach to these roundabouts regarding your speed on approach, and it's going to be somewhat along the lines of, when do you feel we need to slow down? What speed do we need to slow down to? What did we discuss back at the start of your lesson? What speed?
About 15 miles per hour.
And can I refer to running pace for that as well?
Yep.
Fantastic. What we're looking for is early vision, early decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna either talk you through or prompt you on the ladder. Yeah. We had the diagram out earlier before we set off, and you looked at the fact is that you've been staring at the cars, not looking early enough, but we need to focus more on the gaps between the cars. So you happy?
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. As I said, is there anything else you need help with at all? Are you happy with it?
No, I'm happy with all that.
So just to confirm, my role will be to prompt you when needed, particularly on the speed to approach to these roundabouts, and help you out with ladder. Are you happy to take responsibility for the rest of the general driving?
Yeah.
Would you like me to come in with any prompts if I see anything else in your general driving that might need help and fixing?
Yes, that would be great.
Fantastic. There we go. Good. Just to remind ourselves about the risk management. Who's responsible for managing the risk outside the car?
Me.
Who's responsible for managing the risk inside the car?
Me.
And are you happy how I can come in and help you with this dual control car to keep the car safe? Fantastic. Good. Anything else you want to ask me before we set off?
No, all good.
No problem. So when you're ready, we'll drive on. Okay, so back to the video. That's all it is. And if you watch this recording, that was roughly 2 minutes maximum. A couple of key questions, just making sure everyone in the car knows what everyone else is doing, because we had that 12-minute setup at the start of the session back at the office. The examiner has no idea about that, but he doesn't want me to sit here for 12 minutes going through that again. That'd be the last thing you should be doing. He wants a snapshot of it for 2 minutes, a couple of key questions. Basically, has anything changed since we had our last chat, Gareth? Let's just remind ourselves about the key points there. What I would be doing is I would have a clipboard on your lap, like I've always said. Okay, just make a couple of notes whilst you're going along. Have a crib sheet, not a script. We don't want it word for word, just some bullet points on your lap of some key questions about what you're going to ask. Maybe you could have it. Do you need to answer that?
No, I'm out.
You sure?
Yeah, it's a stupid 0800 number.
Okay. Some key questions. You could write something along the lines of key questions to ask start of lesson, key questions to ask at test centre, something like that, and have that there, you know, so you're not trying to make it up off the cuff. Okay, this needs to be good and spot on, and keep it super simple is the key. Right, so we are 31 minutes into our session. I'm going to stop the recording here because I'm going to split it into 2 sessions. We're going to have the setup at the test centre, and then we're going to go and have our little drive around. Okay, that sound good to you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, so hope you enjoy the video.